right, everybody. Ends on Emcees, first year in the playoffs. We back at it after wildcard weekend. It's your boy Young and You, my boy Hamilton James, and we have a special guest today on our show this weekend.
Let me I'll go ahead and do the introduction because this is my boy right here, man. Someone I've known for well over a decade at this point, man. Time does fly.
I think about like almost 15 years
half
now.
half my life at this point. But man, everyone who knows me knows I'm a sports guy, but I always tell people this is the sports guy. So without further ado, he's a journalist from the Valley Sports Telegram. Excuse me, is my buddy Randall Hamilton. He's here with us as a special guest today.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I'm definitely glad that you guys are having me on, especially for these NFL playoff games. It's definitely exciting, especially one of the best times of the year. You know, we got the NFL playoffs going on, and then March Madness coming up pretty soon, and NBA playoffs. So, you know, it's definitely
I'd say like that fit like man. January to like June is always like it's popping, you know, because you got like the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl, like you said, you got March Madness coming up, and then
baseball season starts.
So you got the NBA playoffs that start in April, conclude in June with the finals. So like January to like June is where you really, you know, like tell all the girlfriends don't even bother. Like we'll go out one of the days, baby, but don't even bother. It's for the boys right now.
Hell yeah! Well, I first want to obviously talk about the Cowboys upset, which made my day. That was wow. When I first saw the 14-0 score in like the first quarter, I was like, oh no, this can't be good. Like, and then
I saw the 14-0 score and I ran to my TV, bro. Like I was like, I gotta see this.
Yeah, no. I mean, the thing is that, you know, watching that game, I think it was really telling that the Packers took the ball first. Like they decide, because typically teams decide to, you know, defer. Like, teams typically defer when they win the coin toss, but they decided to take the ball first. And for them and they marched right down the field and put 7 on the board on that first drive.
They gave it to
like that, and that sent a message right then and there that no, we're gonna move this football right down your throat. We're gonna run the football with Aaron Jones right down your throat, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And they really took it to him physically, and really like in the playoffs, like most of football games, whoever takes it to you, if you get taken it to you physically, you're gonna get beat. And
I agree.
In the first couple of drives, like you just saw in their body language, the Cowboys, like on offense and defense, you know, Dak and CeeDee Lamb, like the chemistry was off.
The body language was off early. Yeah. Early. To piggyback off what you said, Randall, I don't want to say that the Cowboys got exposed. I think they just got exploited because we knew this was the Cowboys' weakness all season. They can't stop the run. Their defense, they almost play defense first, where their defense has to really put some points up or get some turnovers. It kind of makes the offense, you know, it calms the offense down, makes them feel like they don't have to, you know, go out there and win the game. And when that doesn't happen, the offense gets tight. I mean, they were tight. Like you said, them boys ran it down their throats on that first drive, let them know like we here, and you could just tell the body language was just off from the get-go.
And it's very surprising to see, especially from a number one scoring offense. I've been saying for a good amount of time, Randall, I've been Jordan Love is good. I was very like satisfying for me to see him like do well and show off his like Aaron Rodgers-esque like kind of type of elements, like off balance.
Yeah, he was sidearming it.
Yeah, he was throwing seeds, man. It was crazy, and receivers were good too. I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about that as much, but the receivers were great. They're phenomenal that game. They caught passes when they needed to, and they did their job. Aaron Jones went off too, so that was great for them too.
Aaron Jones was a man amongst boys on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord. You know, but what kills me about the Cowboys is the same story every year, guys. I mean, like, you know, we say that what you were saying, you mentioned that they were the number one offense. Who do they play? You know what I mean? Like, who did the Cowboys play? Like, I swear Jerry Jones got some money he'd be giving to Roger Goodell or something, or who are the schedule makers. They play weak teams. every season.
I mean, they basically like. I know, like everybody like has to play a certain division, like because they had to play at the Jets because they play at the Jets, New England. Now I don't think people now the Jets, they thought that they were going to have Aaron Rodgers, so
right.
ended up, and I don't think now New England, people didn't think that they would be as bad as they were. I mean, people thought that they weren't making the playoffs, but people didn't expect they would be as bad this year.
People thought they'd be formidable because it's Bill Belichick. Yeah, I get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're right about. But as far as Dallas beating up on weak teams this year, I mean, for the most part, their main quality win was against
the Eagles.
It ended up not. Yeah, it really wasn't, and it's really just a division win. Against the team that both ended up folding the playoffs equally, just like you did. So, is it really that impressive of a win? Now knowing that we know about the Eagles, so
we hold on to that Eagles win for the Cowboys, but the Eagles beat them too. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like they both beat each other at home.
Yes, I'm saying like it's a division game, so it's like it's a division matchup. So it's like you split the
you know what I'm saying?
In your division. So it's like that's an opponent that very well. Like it's different when going up against like a non-division opponent that you don't typically play all the time.
I agree. I mean, even the people were holding on to the Seahawks win. The Seahawks didn't even make the playoffs.
Yep,
I mean, if you really think about it, outside of the Eagles, what playoff team did the Cowboys beat?
Did they play the Browns this year? I don't think they did.
No.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Because
they lost to the Dolphins. They lost to the
Dolphins.
I
can't think of. I'm gonna look up their schedule right now. I can't think of one.
I mean, they beat the Chargers like that.
Didn't make the playoffs.
Any good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like I do appreciate the point that you brought up earlier about the Packers receivers like Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. Both of those guys are guys that last season, during Aaron Rodgers' last year in Green Bay, those are guys that Aaron ended up getting frustrated with. So it's very encouraging to see the Packers, with a lot less of the drama that they had with Aaron Rodgers, with a young quarterback that's up and coming, to where he's figuring out and developing the chemistry with those guys. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely very encouraging for if you're a Packers fan, it's definitely encouraging to see them. Not just in this playoff run, but going forward in the future, developing the chemistry with those guys.
That's a great point you made. A great point you made, Randall. I will just say this though: I think Aaron Rodgers just wanted to get out of Green Bay, and he was just making issues with everybody. You know what I mean? If the water wasn't cold enough, he would have complained last season. Let's just call it what it is. The man wanted to get out of there, but it's just really showing though that maybe it was his. Maybe it was his disgruntledness that actually set that team back last year. Because, I mean, them boys, those receivers are young. First couple years in the league, and they was looking right. The Packers had an up and down season. They barely got in, but they got in 9-8. I did not expect them to make noise at all. I thought Jordan Love was young. I really didn't believe in Matt LaFleur. That's changed. I believe in the coaching of Matt LaFleur. I think he's really good at developing. As you can see, Jordan Love was looking. He was Roger-esque. I mean, there was running the ball. Even the defense. The defense came through. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. I think Dallas got outplayed on all three levels. Let me just run through the Dallas Cowboys schedule real quick, real fast. First game of the season, they played the Giants, 40-0. Then they played the Jets. Then they played the Cardinals, which they lost that game. Then they played the Patriots. Then they played the 49ers and got smacked. Then they played the Chargers. They played the Rams when the Rams weren't healthy and everyone Cooper Kupp was out. Matthew Stafford still wasn't 100%, but they beat the Rams. Okay, I guess I'll give you that.
Yeah. That was a quality win.
I'll give you that. Lost to the Eagles, beat the Giants, beat the Panthers. I mean, come on, bro. The Commanders. The beat the Seahawks. They beat the Eagles one time, lost to the Bills, lost to the Dolphins, beat the Lions on a cut. I mean, they really didn't beat the Lions. We all know.
Let's be honest.
We all know they didn't beat the Lions. I mean, come on, man. The Dallas Cowboys.
I guess the football gods weren't really that kind to them this weekend. I guess they remembered that.
Yeah, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys have not played anybody formidable. I'm sorry, and this happens every single year. Like they beat up on weak. You just heard the teams I said? All those teams are garbage, except for 40, you know what I'm saying?
Basically the quality ones, the Lions, Rams, the Eagles. Those are the only teams they beat that they have.
And it's like the Eagles tanked. The Rams at that time were not healthy. In October, we were not healthy, but okay, I'll give them that. And then the Lions, they won because of help with the ref. I mean, the Cowboys really haven't beat anybody formidable this year. You know what I'm saying? And it just happens all the time. You beat up on weak teams. You hype yourself up. You got an owner that's putting an immense amount of extra pressure on these guys. And then what happens? They get to the playoffs and they fold every single year. And I mean, this year, and really think about I don't want to say I knew because I didn't think they were going to beat up this badly.
Yeah, not like this.
But something did tell me something was going to happen because I'm looking at the Cowboys' track record. I'm thinking of last year. Then I'm thinking about the year before that. I'm like, man, every single season, it's like y'all just fold at the wrong time, bro. But maybe it's because, I don't know, they're playing weak teams. So when they run up against a team that's formidable, they don't know what to do.
And I just think that, the expectations a lot of times and the pressure of the fan base, a lot of times it does get in their heads, specifically Dak, because, Dak had a great season. He had the best season of his career this year. And yet, when they got in this game, he just, once they got down early, he just looked like he just couldn't. He just couldn't put it together until the second half. By that point, it was too late.
Mm-hmm. Man, if I'm playing the Commanders twice, and the Giants twice, and the Jets, and the Patriots, good Lord, I might have the season of a lifetime too. I'm not letting that go, man. I'm sorry, I'm not letting this go because I'm looking at the strength of schedule right now. I have it linked up. He was supposed to do that. Good job. Dak Prescott is one of those players that we have to rate in the playoffs, in part because of stuff like this, where you're just playing weak competition. I would like to see the Cowboys play like 9 teams next year that are formidable, like playoff teams. It's just obviously we know that as of right now, the Giants and the Commanders are going to be so-so, probably trash, right? That's four W's already. Come on, that's already a quarter of your season. That's a quarter of the season right there.
Well, the reality is that NFC as a whole,
been up and down. It's true.
There's not that many
dominant teams.
Not that many top flight. There's not that many top flight quarterbacks specifically. That's really throughout the NFC. So there's really only so many teams that you're really gonna you can make an argument that the NFC is a little bit more watered down, especially compared to the AFC, where you got the Lamars, the Joe Burrows, the Josh Allen. You got a lot of those type of top flight quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes. So a lot of those quarterbacks are in the AFC. So logistically, you're probably not going to play a lot of those type of quarterbacks.
That's true. The quarterback talent between the conferences are so lopsided. But I wanted to get your opinion, Randall. What are your thoughts on the Eagles after this game last night?
Well, the reality is that the red flags that fruition last night's contest against the Bucs it started all the way. You could even, looking back as a fan of the Eagles, you can really think back to week 1, because even in week 1 we played New England and Mac Jones put up 300 yards against our defense.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and when we played Washington twice, Sam Howell had some big numbers, even though we beat them twice. So our defense had been struggling pretty much the whole season. And, Jalen, I think I don't know if he was a lot more injured than he's been let on, but he has not been helped out by the offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson. The dude just has an obsession with calling bubble screens. He just can't seem to figure it out. We lost Shane Steichen, our offensive coordinator last year, and our defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon. Now, it could be a lot of Eagle fans, Gannon didn't do the best job in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes last year. But Steichen, on the other hand, he did an incredible job with Jalen